Now, because you wouldn't stop and you did this sort of illegal backdating as part of that deal that you tried to use in connection with that buyback for AIG that turned 10, you wanted to infantilize me. So I speak with a sort of energy that's more youthful and commensurate with what you've been trying to extort out of the most recent, shall we say, capacity to effectively hold accountable this scheme. But we also have to deal with what now is more than 15 years of outstanding abuse of power that has allowed for states within the United States to violate the federal constitution as well as the state constitution in masquerading healthcare treatment as a means by which to allow for the illegal creation, manufacture, and distribution of banned weapons under the auspices that it is somehow connected to medical treatment up to and including pharmaceuticals or vaccines and immunizations. And we get into an even more difficult process because you didn't hold the healthcare fraud aspects of that accountable by actually prosecuting the Affordable Care Act in connection with a criminal conspiracy. And so, what this has done instead has implicated sabotage of necessary prevention and preparedness measures that were themselves a part of the Affordable Care Act when it came to dealing with communicable diseases, including quarantinable diseases, that got intentionally sabotaged when there was misappropriation through the federal appropriations process, allowing for laundering of DoD assets through the Department of State, right? And so you've actually got to understand that twice in 10 years, there was a complete cycle of the same kind of matrices correlating to demonstrate abuse of the legislative process undercover or rather via insurance provided by the court system that allowed for rampant and massive abuse of the executive. So you're going to have to deal with that as well. We're not just talking about one campaign of sedition that was allowed to aid and abet acts of treason. We're talking about two in 10 years. And not only are we talking about two in 10 years that have the same demonstrable conspiracy associated with them that I personally can attest to and understand. I know people that have been attempted for extortion into cooperation with and are witnesses. But this is, where you have to deal with it on that level, right? But it also is understood that because there was a permissibility to allow for a kind of testing by states to see what they could get away with locally, that by the time the Affordable Care Act came along with its state mandate and its state marketplace mandate, that we actually have a problem that mirrors the sort of contracting problem we have overall, which is a contract to commit that has other subcontracts that are concurrent to that contract to commit. And that's part of how criminal conspiracy works if you let it. And when we decided in this country to allow for a separation of the barriers between banking, financial services, and insurance, we lost a lot of the possibility for checking against abuses by the other. And if we allowed for that trifecta to replace the three branches of government when it comes to consistency and it comes to what we determine is success, well, then it's obviously failed. And whoever it was that had the decision making capacity was obviously not too big to fail. So we're exactly back where we were in that cycle. And the only choice we're going to have is to confront it head on. I mean, if you're willing to just throw everything up and say, I'm done, fine. I'm taking the Constitution with me. I'm not taking you.